It is time for the Coach Lambert Show. April edition, not May. May will be here soon enough.
I know, it's flying by.
So today is April 17th, right? Mm-hmm. You just got out of Media Day. How did that go?
It's going great. The girls are still in there taking all the pictures and our new uniforms. We got the blue uniforms in there and all of our all their favorites. So they're taking pictures with the footballs and everything, getting us ready leading up to this season. So we're excited, and Media Day is always really fun for the girls.
Good. And then we've got spring football coming up May 9th, right?
Yes.
So when everything was so busy going up to nationals back early or to mid-February, and then you think it slows down. It does slow down for about a week. And then now it's been super busy again. You had evaluations.
Yes.
And then how's strength training going?
It is going about as well as you could ask it to. The girls, I mean, we are in a whole new world with especially the running that we're doing. And again, there's a reason I hired people to be our strength and conditioning coaches, because that's not my realm of expertise. And they have put these girls through the ringer, but they are doing so well. This past week, the girls ran 5 miles, and JV ran it on Monday, varsity ran it on Wednesday, and yesterday after watching varsity run, I have never seen a group of girls that happy to have just run 5 miles. They came back in and they were so proud of how fast they had run, and almost everybody made it in like kind of the same 5-minute span, and they pushed each other. They were cheering each other on. It was really unique to see. I know if you would have asked me as a high schooler or even a college athlete to run 5 miles, I wouldn't have made it.
So you didn't do that at Mississippi State?
We did not. I wish that we would have had better strength and conditioning protocol, and especially the injury prevention side, as all of our cheerleaders and many of our parents know. I had back surgery when I was 23 due to, cheer injuries that had just built up over time. And I feel like if I would have been better trained, better informed as well about, what goes into strengthening your core, which helps your back, or strengthening your ankles, which helps your knees. Like if I had been told all of these things that these girls are learning, through running, and the importance of taking care of your body and properly hydrating. And I was a teenage girl once too. I thought that, Diet Coke and an energy drink would get me through the day. And while it may energy wise, that's not sustainable. I think beyond them getting physically stronger, they are learning for the long run, for, when they go to college and when they get older. Whenever you're older, you don't have somebody down your, down the back of your neck saying, drink water and take care of yourself. So I think along with them pushing themselves in ways with running and sprinting that they've never done before, they are also getting a valuable lesson in taking care of your body and making sure that you are doing the work outside of practice with stretching and eating well and hydrating. That way the work you do in practice is well worth it.
Sure. And then as demanding as this sport is, when you do it at this level, people don't understand that haven't seen it. It is arguably the most demanding sport in the entire school. Absolutely. Because there's no time off. It's year round. And for that stretch, that competition stretch, you have to fuel up and hydrate. Mm-hmm. And we have to remind them constantly. So I'm glad that they're learning that, because that's a lesson they can learn, use the rest of their lives. Yes, and that's the thing. Like I tell the girls all the time, I want them to be great cheerleaders. I want them to have great skills and do stunts and tumbling. But at the end of the day, I want them to leave our program better than they entered it, whether it comes to being, mentally tough. We really emphasize mental toughness, and we emphasize taking care of yourself, and, not just being the best athlete you can be, being the best teammate you can be. And that's something that both teams this year are already doing a fantastic job with, is these teams just look so full of joy in the gym, stunning and working together, even running. Yesterday, I was watching a big group of varsity running together, and they were just laughing. Again, it would not have been a laughing matter had I been running 5 miles when I was their age. It would have not been funny. They're so joyful around each other. And again, to me, that's something that, at least with varsity, we've really emphasized early on this season. We had a lot last season that fell out of our control, and it felt like we kind of lost our joy in what we were doing due to the uncontrollables. Right. And it wasn't anybody's fault. It was just circumstantial. So one thing we've really emphasized this year is just finding joy in the journey. Where the highs take us, where the lows take us, we're going to find joy with each other. We're going to find joy in what we're doing. And we think that, I've had a talk with the upcoming seniors, and we think that setting that foundation is really going to serve us well. So what better way to start finding joy than to figure out how to smile while running 5 miles? Yeah, so absolutely. We're starting off on a perfect note with that. And that's a good way, a good perspective and a good mindset to have in this sport, because 2 years ago, the girls did a game day routine that was fantastic, but it's subjective and there was no deductions and they did in advance. And then so, those things you can't control. You just do the best you can.
Yes.
And whether it's anything that has scoring, subjective scoring. So that's a good mindset to have.
That's what we're trying to do this year, because I fully first felt it because I've been a part of the cheerleading world. This will be my 22nd year of my life that I have been in this sport in some realm. And when they walked off the floor at nationals after that last game day routine this year, that was the first time in my life, as an athlete, as a coach, as anything, that I have felt like, come what may, because that's what I wanted. Like that, it was the most perfect performance to end on. I have never felt that way in my heart about a routine. And that was the first time I had walked into an award ceremony just being like, whatever they call out is not going to change how I feel right now. And of course, that feeling is hard to explain to teenage girls. Like I didn't feel it until my 21st season involved in cheerleading, but I fully felt it then. And something shifted to where I'm like, I want us to just be so joyful in what we're doing and be so proud of what we're doing, that because we can't control the uncontrollables, we can't control the judging panel, I want us to find our validation in what we feel like
your
we
own
did.
standard.
Right.
And that you can watch that for the families that are new. You can watch that performance on the channel. And it was solid, because there were some challenges with day two. Day one was great too, right? Day two had some issues, but then you came back and it was a great performance. And then I was like you, but again, the girls were like, they were looking at the end result.
Yes.
But that was really secondary.
Yes.
It was just how they bounced back. I know it sounds cliche, but they bounced back and put on that performance. That was outstanding.
It was, and it wasn't just a bounce back from day two. It was a bounce back from everything we had gone through that season.
All the illnesses
and the injury and the division changes and the constant, we'd take one step forward and we'd get knocked 5 steps back. It was so validating as a coach, at least, to know that, the seniors who don't get to continue with us this year went out on that. They get to look back and say, my last performance in a Spain Park uniform was that.
Yeah.
And the girls this year, they know that feeling, and they know what it feels like to put something that you are so incredibly proud of out on the mat. And that's a feeling that we can reach towards this year. Not a placement, but a feeling. We want to chase the feeling of what it feels like to go out there and do your job.
The Spain Park standard. So that I think we'll look back on that years from now, that performance, and that's going to matter more than we know.
I agree.
So the summer schedule. First of all, let me go back to May. I talked about May and then skipped it. So May 14th, cheer payment number 2 is due.
Yes.
And then May 14th is also Spain Park Physical Day, which is a great day to have your physical at the school, right?
Yes.
Because it coincides with the sporting seasons.
Yes, it perfectly lines up with when it's not the way I wanted to explain it. If you get your physical on May 14th, it does not expire until the next time they do Spain Park Physical Day. So you never have to worry about going to the doctor for convenience sake. It's really nice to do. But the main reason I want everyone to do it is because it is a fundraiser for our athletic training program. And I've mentioned this in the emails. We are the only sport in this school who goes year round. We are using the training room as much in July as we're using it in January. And other sports don't do that. We take a hefty allowance of our of the materials in the athletic training room. And Sarah, she comes to nationals with us. She's at competitions with us. She bends over backwards for our program. And I think, to me, the least we can do is show them that support by getting our physicals here with our team doctors and supporting our athletic training room, because they really keep us going all year long and they need the supplies to do so. So our $20 from our program, there's 46 of us. I highly encourage doing that physical day just to, if anything, show support for our athletic trainers.
And you can pay for it on my school fees, because
Yes.
I did it that way. Okay, and then June 14th, backing up again, May 22nd is the last day of practice before spring break.
Yes.
So this is different from the years past. The girls are gonna have more time to decompress, and still training will be going on, but it's not going. So from May 22nd until July 14th, right? So, but in that time, I read where you have conditioning Tuesday and Thursday. Is that correct?
Yes. So we will start that conditioning regimen. Right now, we are doing our running, sprinting on Tuesdays and Thursdays. As soon as the calendar hits May, we start strength and conditioning or strength training for our conditioning on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we will start that in May. Here at the school, our trainers or our strength and conditioning coaches are coming to us, and they will continue to come to us every Tuesday and Thursday throughout the summer, except for the July 4th week. So the girls are going to be able to continue their conditioning. Obviously, it's not something to cancel your trip to Europe over, but when you are in town, you're paying for it, and it's just going to make your child better. Be at those conditioning sessions. It's an hour and a half, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and we're really excited again about the opportunity the girls have to build up their strength and to take the results even of, we had the 2 physical therapists from Vulcan Performance come and do those initial mobility screens and find areas of weakness. Turns out our whole program has really weak hips, and apparently it's a girl thing. I myself have weak hips, and I have actually just started PT for my hips because with my lower back injury and previous surgery, I'm trying everything I can at this point in my life to be as healthy as I can. Sure. And the fact that these girls are kind of already identifying those spots of weakness and can work in the weight room to, build up their ankles, build up their hips, their wrists, like all of these different parts of our body that we utilize in our extremely dynamic sport. That's what they're going to get to start working on in the strength and conditioning sessions. They are building a program specifically for cheerleaders. I've told the girls 1 trillion times, they're not going to make you offensive linemen. That's not what we're doing here. They know that cheerleaders need to be aerodynamic and have power over strength. So we're really, really excited to get started, and I think the girls are going to like it a lot.
Excellent. The skipping past summer, which we don't want to do, but July 14th is going to be the start of summer practice, right? And those are going to be 2-a-days. And then once then the camp's going to be the 21st through the 24th. And then different from years past, you would normally have cheer camp at Auburn or Alabama the first week of June. So that gives the girls an extra 8 to 10 days, away. And then you're going to do all that back together. So what made you decide to switch it up there?
I thought that with the direction we want to move our program in and with the development that we are trying to do at even the JV and the middle school level, I thought bringing us all together and doing a specific skills and choreography camp is not only the most cost-effective way to get the most bang for our buck, but also the way for us to get the most instruction that we need. The material that we learn at UCA camp, while it's very fun to compete there, we don't use it. Our JV doesn't use it. I don't even think our middle school uses it very much. And I believe that it is more important for us to go ahead and just start focusing on those skills, doing our choreography for our routines. We'll have all of our routines done. Oddly enough, we started choreographing varsity game day this week. I started having some crazy ideas. The girls know I'm a nut when it comes to game day, and when inspiration strikes, it strikes. So we started doing one of our routines this week, but traditional for varsity will happen during that week. JV game day will happen. I'll do their traditional routine, and then middle school traditional and game day will happen. It's going to be a jam-packed week. But what I'm most excited for is that we're going to get to vertically align our program a little bit more. We work very closely with the Berry Middle School coaches, but our girls don't work as closely together because we're at 2 different schools. So we're excited to bring both of the programs together as one big program, because that's really what we are. For that week, we're going to, outside of camp hours, do a lot of bonding stuff. We're going to add the middle schoolers into our cheer families. So we have like our senior moms. They're going to have their families with the Spain Park girls, and then we're going to add very little sisters into those families, which, again, to give another connection from the middle school level up, we are one big family, and we're all working towards the same goal. So we're really excited for this new camp opportunity and for us to start our new journey with V-Rock.
That makes a lot of sense. Most of these girls came up through Coach Adams, right, from Berry. And so, and that's the key to building a program. Football, any athletic program, is you got to start with the younger kids.
Yes.
And have them want to understand what they're aspiring to be as a varsity athlete.
And Coach Adams even came with us to nationals this year, and she had a ball. I think I might have scared her a little bit. I'm very intense, and anyone who's around me at nationals knows I'm just about, as straight focused as I can be. I think I scared her. But we had so much fun, and she loved being a part of it. She came to camp with us last year too. And it's so nice to have a middle school coach who wants to be a part of it. She was so excited to come to nationals. It wasn't just like hey, we need another
Obligatory
adult.
trip,
Like
yeah.
she asked to come, and I was like, I was going to ask you anyways. How perfect. So we're really, really lucky. And also Emily Dunn, she oddly enough was my freshman coach when I cheered here at Spain Park.
Okay.
Back then she was Emily Paul. But now she teaches at the middle school. She is the 7th grade cheerleading coach, and I can attest personally to how great of a coach she is. So between her and Coach Adams at the middle school, we've got a really good foundation that is starting to be built for us.
Very good to hear. And then we don't know about the exact date of the pep rally, but all the August stuff, that's going to play itself out. We have first varsity game is August 22nd, August 25th, first JV game. But then competition dates, let me know if these have changed. We've got Huntsville on October 19th, Magic City November 9th, Tennessee Extreme in Nashville on November 22nd. And then, of course, Nationals in Orlando. Quick note on Orlando, Southwest, their flight schedule is not open yet, but American Airlines is. If you wanted to go ahead and book American, you can always cancel and just you don't get penalized. So you can book American just to make sure. But Southwest, I believe, opens up at the end of this month.
Oh,
so
awesome.
That's a travel tip. What about Super Regional
They haven't texted me
and
from the gym.
Shelby County?
So AHSA Super Regional, we will not know until a lot closer to time. But I did meet with the committee for the Shelby County cheer competition. I'm super excited for that opportunity. And Spain Park, we will technically be one of the founding members of it. I went to a meeting. It was me, the coaches from Thompson, Oak Mountain, Pelham, Helena, just some programs that have been historically competing in our county. And we have decided we're going to have that competition on December 13th.
Okay.
It will be at Thompson. We talked about the possibility of it being a rotating location. So maybe in the future, it'll come to Spain Park, and then next year it'll be at Pelham. We talked about a lot of different possibilities, but we're excited mostly for the opportunity to bring together our county that is not united under one district. You've got Hoover City, Alabaster, Shelby County,
different
Pelham,
areas.
We got a lot of different areas in one big county. So we're excited about the opportunity to bring everybody together, include our feeder schools, include the rec teams around. So we'll have more details about it soon. But after that first meeting, I'm feeling super excited about the direction we're headed in.
Coach, I know you have to go back and finish up Media Day. Appreciate your time, and go Jags.
Go Jags. Thank you.